Hey everybody, we are live. This is Kate Buck Jr. here with my bestie Tarlise. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Before we jump in, let's just give a moment to make sure that everybody was able to get on. There's a little bit of a delay. Can they see us? Is there anything else I need to do since we're using webinars on air? Let's see here. Oh, good. Yay! All right. You'd think we're in the tech world that we would know what we're doing here, but anyways, so we're good. Well, first of all, welcome everybody. Thanks for being here. I do see people coming on frantically. I'm actually really glad that we're using Hangouts instead of GoToWebinar, because I think some people wouldn't have made it on. You know, they have a limit there, so I see people just piling on. It's 2 minutes after, so we'll let people do that. How's your day today, Miss Tar?
Great. Today's good. I had I posted on Facebook yesterday I was having the worst day ever, and then today ended up being the complete opposite. So it's funny, I was like a little kid, kind of nervous and anxious for this because there's just so much to share and our style is so the same, and I was like, this is going to be the best webinar because people don't understand the importance and the magnitude of Instagram, and I'm excited to talk about it tonight.
Well, I'm excited for you to talk about it because before we decided to do the very cool thing we're going to do in a little bit, the Pimp My Profile hot seat, I actually had volunteered to be your hot seat because even though I am a social media person, I don't know, student of social media, teacher of social media, I use Instagram mostly for personal reasons, right? Like I just started using Instagram because I liked it. All of a sudden it became this cool selling tool that you're going to talk about. Get here. We have a visitor over there on the screen. Anyways, but I wanted you to just teach me what I need to know to leverage all the stuff that I've got going on with Instagram, but then we decided to give it away to somebody else. So anyways, yes, I'm looking forward to it. And when you and I just hang out and we just chat, we come up with the coolest stuff. So you guys that are listening, we are going to start with the content here in just a second, but just so you know, Tarlise and I are just going to pretend like you guys are not here because we have a good time and we share and we come up with great ideas and good stuff when it's just the two of us. Hanging out on Skype or whatever it is that we're doing. And so, yeah, we're glad that you guys could just come and peek over our shoulders and peer in and hang out with us. So, that being said, why don't we throw up the presentation?
Okay.
And just so you guys know how it's going to go a little bit tonight, we're not going to spend... allow myself to view myself.
That's what I was worried about. Hold on one second.
Okay.
Can you see my whole screen now, the slide?
Yep, now we can. Very cool. Just a little bit about how tonight is going to go. You guys, we're going to go ahead and get started right now. Tarlise and I we have a ton of content to get through, so we're going to cross our fingers that we get through it all and get to where we announce the winner of the Pimp My Profile contest that we did today. And Tarlise is going to do a live demo for that person. So you guys, we're not just going to be staring at slides tonight. We're going to Tarlise has agreed to hop off, and she's got a cool app where she can show you what she's doing on her phone on the screen, so that's pretty awesome. We're going to announce the winner of that Pimp My Profile, and we're going to do that demo. We also have a pretty sweet deal. We're just going to be upfront about it. We have a pretty sweet deal that we're going to announce tonight, and if you guys stay on until the end, We have some cool stuff to share with you about that. What you doing, Tar?
Well, I figured it was kind of weird because you're talking and it's just my slides. So I wanted to.
Yeah, no, that's what it was supposed to be.
Okay.
We practiced,
I was like,
we
was
promised.
I supposed to have my slide up yet? I didn't know. Okay, let's do this.
Yeah. And so go ahead and go to the next one, and then I'll shut up.
All right, here we go.
I just want to be a good host. I'm the social media manager. I'm the host of the party, and then I go away and let everybody else have fun. So, yeah, go ahead and go to will you go to the next slide? And then Tarlise is going to tell you how one person on this webinar tonight will win our sweet bundle. If you're on till the end of the webinar, we're going to give one away. Tarlise, tell them how they can win.
So guys, I have a ton of content to share with you guys. Nothing that's going to overwhelm you, but guys, there are many, many layers to Instagram. And so what I want to do is I want you guys to be present and stay involved and not, get the kids out of the room for a minute, shut off all distractions. We really want you present. And the way that we're going to have that happen is, guys, if you like what you're learning, what I want you to do during this presentation is I want you to take a picture of your screen, of your laptop, of your computer, wherever you're at. Take a shot of it, grab your iPhone and just take a picture of your laptop. And I want you guys to post that picture on your Instagram. You're going to use the hashtag InstaSMMGR, once again, InstaSMMGR, and take a picture of whatever slide reaches out to you, whatever slide that you're on and you're thinking, whoa, I could totally use this for my business. This is awesome. So guys, if you like what you're learning, what we're going to do is I'm going to give away a copy of my course, but we'll explain at the end. I mean, we're giving away some crazy goodies for free to one special person, not only from myself, but from Kate. I mean, we were like, how can we add some amazing value? So guys, we're going to give that away at the end, but we need your screenshots. So be present, but if a slide sticks out to you, take a picture of it with your phone, throw it up on Instagram, and use the hashtag InstaSMMGR, and we're going to give away some awesomeness at the end of this. So let's get into it. And Kate, by the way, you and I do have awesome banter and go back and forth. So if there's stuff in the slides that you want to jump out and ask me, let's get it going, because that's when some of our best ideas come out.
Yeah, absolutely. I think everyone knows you don't have to worry about me being quiet. But I will be the one that's over here fielding questions and seeing what's coming in through our hashtag SMMGR, whether it's on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook, wherever you guys are posting. I'll be the one managing that, and I will jump in when I've got stuff to add. So take it away.
All right, let's do it. Okay, guys, so I want to teach you my Instagram secrets. I have had tremendous success with Instagram, and it actually started out as a complete accident. So if you're new to, who is Tarlise, if you're wondering who I am, guys, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a network marketer, and I call myself a social media expert for this reason. I was in a 9-to-5, and I'm not going to talk about myself for a long time. It's just going to be a minute, but I want you guys to realize why this is so powerful. I call myself a social media expert because I taught myself Instagram, Facebook, everything. Reason being is I lost my 9-to-5 job, and I didn't have money to pay, for someone to help me with my business. I didn't have money for ads. I couldn't pay for PPC. I didn't even know what any of this was, and so I had to teach myself. So guys, the stuff that I'm showing you for Instagram, this is trial and error. I've messed up a lot of things. I've had an account banned. I've had a lot of things happen, and now I get it. So I want to share these secrets with you guys. So guys, I was just featured in Networking Times, and it's a little screenshot of income, which is super, super cheesy, but this is just from Instagram, guys. If you don't think that Instagram is blowing up right now, I'm going to explain to you in the next 30, 40 minutes or so why you really need to pay attention and immediately take action on these steps. So I do want to connect with you guys. My name on Instagram is Tarlise, and then we'll get into the content. So a lot of people say, yeah, right, you don't make money on Instagram. There's no way. Isn't that for pictures of like babies and puppies? And guys, pretty much all Instagram is it's a fun way. You know, I started out, just as Kate said, I started out posting personal pictures, didn't really see anything behind it, and then the light bulb went off as people started asking me, well, where did you get that? How can I get that? You know, when I'm posting my business and when I'm posting things that I sell and that I offer, and I was thinking, wow, there's something behind this. And guys, Instagram statistics are going through the roof. Like, there's 200 million active monthly users, and it really depends on when you guys are watching this. You know, if there happens to be a replay up, which won't be up for long, but if there's a replay up, guys, the statistics are probably going to change. It is blowing up. And, you know, you remember show and tell when you were little. A lot of people say, oh, visual and mobile marketing, oh, it's getting so hot right now, it's so popular. Guys, visual marketing has been popular since I was in kindergarten. The only thing that's different between me standing in front of my class and showing and telling, or showing them a picture or what I'm proud of, is now I'm doing the same thing on Instagram. I'm allowing people into my life. I'm able to sell to them every single day without being spammy and without being salesy. So what we want to show you in this presentation is how you can do exactly the same. So guys, Forbes magazine recently said that Instagram is shaping up to be the world's most powerful selling tool. So Kate and I can get on this webinar, we can hoot and holler and hype it all up, but point of the matter is, guys, Forbes magazine thinks that you can sell on it. I think it might be time to really take this, you know, into consideration as being a fantastic form of marketing for you. So, guys, I know that there's a lot of social media managers. I'm a network marketer, so, you know, that's our audience. But for those of you guys that do manage accounts, it does not matter what kind of account or what kind of client you guys pick up. It could be a brick and mortar business. You could have a stay-at-home mom. You could have, you know, someone that does internet sales, or it does not matter, guys. Anyone can monetize Instagram if you use the steps that we're about to show you. So you understand why Instagram. Okay, now we're going to get into the strategies. And I do these webinars all day long, but, you know, when Kate and I decided to do this, I really said, Kate, I have a bunch of slides. I have a bunch of information. Do you mind if we just cut to the chase and say what people need to do, how they can leverage this right now, and how they can bring in money not only for themselves but for their clients? And so first things first, guys, what is your profile saying? What are you telling people? Are you letting people know who you are and what you're about? You know, I have several clients. I manage, you know, several different accounts, and although I'm not a quote-unquote social media manager, I am. I have several people that I have to, you know, run their accounts for them, and the common thing is people aren't telling people what to expect. So if you guys have, you know, an account and you want to do business on it, you have to let people know what to explain, and you need to be using calls to action. I'm going to go into that. So guys, who are you? What do you want the world to know? And I'm hoping that when we do pick the Pimp Your Profile, you know, person, that we can share with you exactly what changes to make and how to let the world know who you are. So guys, it's all about your bio. You should have a link to your personal website, to an additional social media source, or wherever you want your traffic to go. This is a killer for people that are doing business. I cannot tell you how many times I've been interested in someone's pictures. I'm like, yeah, I'm vibing with them. I want what they have. And then I go to their account and there's nowhere to purchase. There's nowhere to find more information, and they're not telling me what to expect. So guys, who are you? Who, you know, if you are a social media manager, don't you want to let, you know, people know who your client is, what they can expect, what they're about? And a lot of people keep their profiles private. Guys, if you plan on doing any amount of business on Instagram, this is a non-negotiable. Period, point blank. You must have your profile private. Have you ever gone to a restaurant and you're so excited, you're like, yeah, I'm about to have a great meal, and then you get there and there's a big close sign on the door? That's what you're doing if you have your profile private. Not only that, guys, we're going to talk about hashtags and exactly how to get in front of your target market, but I'll tell you what, guys, if you are using a private profile, your hashtags don't show up either. So you're doing all this in vain. You're posting and you're excited and you have pictures and look at me, I'm telling the world. but no one can see it. So guys, your bio is your lifeline, and the reason that I have 4 to 5 slides on this is because I'm telling you from experience. I had someone just reach out to me recently, said, wait, I'm a health food junkie too. What recipes could you recommend me? Oh, you're an MLM trainer? I just got a client last week because I had MLM trainer on there. He happens to be local in San Diego, and I'm meeting with him on Tuesday because he said, I need help. These are things that people would not be able to reach out to me about if I would not tell them who I am. So, guys, this is a perfect way to build your list. You know, a lot of people say, yeah, but Instagram's cool. It's just pictures. I mean, what can you do? Guys, I've built my list to almost 4,000 people in the past 8 weeks or 9 weeks, and 75% of those have been through Instagram. So what I'm saying is 3,000 people or so, I'm not good at math, but, you know, 3,000 people coming from Instagram. I don't know about you guys, but I think that's pretty awesome if you ask me. And so here's you know, Kate said, well, let's talk about the important steps. What are the important steps? And so, guys, I'm going to go along with what my course says. Snap, share, and get your brand out there. So if you're snapping, guys, how are you using, you know, different apps, or what are you doing to make your picture stand out? How are you helping your client to, you know, when you're scrolling through your pictures on Instagram, what pictures stop you in your tracks? What pictures get you to say, whoa, I want what this person has? And so, you know, I just put a few apps up here, guys. That's not what this is about. You can go into your app center and you can Google and, you can do a search and find whatever app works for you. What matters is that you are not posting the same thing that everyone else does, that you're taking a little time to customize it and to make it your own. So this is a slide, once again, an example. This is out of order, but once again, this is hey, you're an MLM trainer. I'd like to get with you about that. Boom, got a client. So this is an example of making pictures stand out, making pictures your own. And so this is a perfect way for you to, you know, if you are, say you have an Italian restaurant, you pick up a client and they have an Italian restaurant, what's going to set your client, their restaurant, apart from the other accounts? Are you just going to post a picture with a bowl of spaghetti? Are you just going to post, you know, hey, here's our menu? You want it to stand out. You want people to be scrolling through their feed and to be like, wow, I must go there. You know, I sell health and wellness products, so I could post pictures of shakes all day long. How do I set myself apart from the competition? Because there's a bunch of people that sell shakes. Guys, I let them know what it is. I make it interesting. I add a recipe at the bottom. These are little things that really matter. You know, in the noise, and as quickly as Instagram is growing, how can you set yourself apart from the crowd? So once again, these are just a couple apps, but guys, these are things that make your account stand out. You know, people love positive quotes, and they love positive motivation. They love, you know, things that stand out to them, and these are simple apps that are free that you can use to get your account to stand out. Now, guys, you know, Kate and I were talking about this earlier, and we were talking about, you know, do I keep it personal? Do I post personal pictures, or do I, you know, only post business related? And guys, I want to spend just a minute talking about this. So I am a huge believer, and I'm going to show you in a couple slides, of yes, share real life with people. You know, GoPro, for instance, their Instagram account is fantastic because they invite the user into their account. They show, you know, where's your favorite vacation? What are you doing? And so by showing who you are, and not just keeping it robotic, business, must post about my business, and you're letting people know that, hey, this is me, I'm a real person, this isn't just a corporation with a page looking for money. That's how you set yourself apart. Guys, another thing is videos. People are not taking advantage of videos, and I'm going to tell you why this is so important. Out of 100% of Instagram users, about 14 to 18%, I think, are using videos. Same thing with commenting. Everyone's going and liking pictures. No one's commenting on them. So me knowing this, I want my clients to post videos. I want my clients to comment on other people's stuff, because this is stuff that no one else is doing. How do you set yourself apart from the other 200 million users? You create compelling content. You throw up some positive stuff. You're sharing videos, because we all know 85% of people are doing it. You leave comments on pictures. because we all know that 90% of other people aren't doing that as well. So this is just another app. Guys, what I want to say is that there's so many things available at our fingertips for Instagram that just using a couple apps will make you look like you are just the most professional, photographer, and oh my gosh, she must be a pro at Photoshop. And guys, these are simple apps that literally all you have to do is type the word into. And I use network marketing because I'm a network marketer, but guys, for anything, these are apps that anyone can use, any sort of corporation, anything. And this picture on the left, it's a great example. You could type something out, but guys, visual marketing, mobile marketing, you getting your product in front of people by sharing the same thing with a picture, it absolutely sets you apart from the crowd. So these are just a couple more examples, guys. Now, I really want to talk about watermarking your pictures, and we'll talk about this for a reason, because my before and after pictures, for instance, were shared about 1,000 times, and I never put my watermark on it. So not only for sharing purposes, but guys, you want to get your business in front of people. You want your clients, if you're posting great pictures, they will be shared. So how can you get your clients and yourself in front of more people? It's by watermarking your photos, whether it be an email address, a website name, an emblem, a logo. Guys, you need to get yourself out there. Nothing's worse than having an awesome picture and having it shared a bunch of times and then forgetting to put either your website or your link or your username. And one thing is, I love people sharing my pictures. It's awesome, but I'll tell you what, if you're going to steal it, or I'm sorry, share it, then you can guarantee that you're having my website or my username on it. So guys, one thing that I want to go through is calls to action. A lot of people don't use calls to action. So, we'll talk about contests, but guys, for your business, if you're telling people to double tap, for those of you that are not familiar, when you tap twice on a picture, it's going to like it. So subconsciously, you're using the call to action. You're telling people, like my stuff, like my picture, like this. Hey, we're doing that. Double tap if you agree. I use those all the time, and people are used to being told what to do. So if you want to increase your likes, either on your picture or in your description, tell people what you want them to do. It's like asking for a like, but in an awesome way, and people do it. They say, okay, I'm going to double tap. I'm going to tap twice. And so if you want to increase your engagement, if you want to increase your likes, use some calls to action. Another thing is lifestyle pictures. I'm an entrepreneur, and even if you aren't, guys, I don't care if you're sitting in a cubicle. I don't care if you have a client that you say, Charlize, this is never going to work. They are a business they have cubicles, they wash windows, and I don't know what to do. Awesome. Get your butt in the cubicle and take pictures of what's happening in that business. Talk about, I'm serious though. We had a guy, I have a client that he does window washing. My friend Rachel and I were talking about he does window washing, and he's like, well, how can I get my business out? And I said, awesome. I want you to take a fantastic picture at one of the nicer homes that you're at and go ahead and give people 5 tips to clean your windows, with natural products, or, 5 tips to whatever it is. But he was like, there's no way that people are going to care about this. Well, a window washer had, 50, 60 comments and likes and everything because he added value. He was sharing his lifestyle. I said, your lifestyle is pretty cool, isn't it? You get to go to home after home, and they might not be yours, but this is your lifestyle. This is what you're up to. So guys, don't be afraid to share what either you're up to as an entrepreneur, and if you're not, show what your clients are up to. I can make a cubicle look sexy, and I can sell from a cubicle, and so can you. Instagram is all about thinking outside the box. Instagram is all about what's everyone else doing, because I want to do something different. I want to set myself apart from what everyone else is doing. The same as calls to action, guys. Ask questions. This is something that no one takes advantage of. If you have a restaurant, or you have a brick and mortar business, say, hey guys, we have a argument going on in the office, or we have a little, you know, question going on. Do you guys like X or Y better? Do you like Z or A better? You know, what are you reading? You don't have to make it all about sell, 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 but when you're asking questions, when you're using calls to action, what you're doing is you're making people comfortable with you. They feel like, oh, Tarlise isn't just a robot behind an account pumping out content. She wants to know what I'm up to as well. You know, another thing is creating curiosity. This is not a company I'm with. I haven't been with them for a long time. But, guys, when I was with that company, I was constantly doing stuff that, you know, I wanted to get a sneak peek. I'm always recording videos. So I'm saying, this is what's happening on my house. Guys, if you have a product that's about to launch, or if you have a client that's about to open a new location, or if you have, you know, something that, hey, you know, we're having a street fair and I have a booth there, I want to create some curiosity. Guys, show the setup. Show you behind the scenes. People love knowing that you want them to be a part of your business. So, you know, me, I share the laptop lifestyle. If this doesn't relate to you, what's something cool that you can share, guys? You know, if you get to take your kids to the park during the day, that's awesome. Share your life and what you're up to. Now, a lot of people that train on Instagram say, but I'm a business, I can't do that. I'll tell you what, when people know that there's an actual human being behind the account, your engagement goes through the flippin' roof. Reason being, it takes that edge off, and people want to do business with you. People want to do business with people that they like, know, and trust. And if you give them that trust and you let them know, cool, I'm another human being. Yes, I have a rockin' business. Yes, you know, the momentum's crazy and we're selling like, you know, like nobody's business, but I am a human being. Here's what's going on. So we're just going to go through a couple slides because I'm talking a lot. But guys, my question is,
breath over there, Tar. You are. Feel free to take a breath. You are rocking and rolling over there. Woo!
Well, you know, Kate, it's so funny because we were laughing. For those of you listening right now, we were laughing before, and I said, you know, I love a webinar that I don't have to hype it. I don't have to, you know, create some, oh, rah, 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 this is great. Guys, this is something that I'm really flippin' excited about because it's so simple. If you guys use a couple of these action steps, if you're creating a compelling bio to where people know what your company is about or your client's company is about, if you're creating a couple images that will compel the people and that will stand out for you, your client, or your brand, guys, this is exciting. Like I said, I don't say this to like brag or anything, but I make sales every single day from Instagram just by doing this. It's not stressful. It's not I'm not flipping out about it. Yeah, I mean, how stressful can pictures be? But I'm really excited about this because I see, and it's not, you know, Kate and I talked about this before we got on, this isn't something that I think might work or I hope might work. This works, period. I have testimonial after testimonial from clients, and so let's get back into it. So now you're like, all right, Tarlise, my bio looks good. I got some pictures. Now what? Guys, you want to find people. You know, who's your target audience? Who do you want to get in front of? You know, I suggest connecting with your Facebook friends. They don't know you're on Instagram. This is a whole different ballgame. So, guys, you can search for people that, you know, that you want to connect with. Hey, you know what? Kate Buck Jr. rocks. I'm a social media manager, and I want to see what Kate's doing. She's awesome. Awesome. Search for Kate and find her. Now, a lot of people, I get questions all day long, and they're saying, how do I find people? You know, I want to get in front of XYZ audience. How do I find them? So, guys, what you want to do is search for hashtags that are related to your business. You know, utilize and find out who your influencers are, who your target audience is. Who do you want your product in front of? I know who I want my product in front of. So, for instance, I'm going to use health and wellness as an example, guys. Let's say Jillian Michaels, the Tone It Up Girls, Biggest Loser, whatever. I go and follow their accounts. Is it because I care about their accounts? No, I really don't. What I want to know is what their tribe is asking for. What are their followers wanting to know? What questions keep repeatedly coming up? Those are the people I want to get in front of. I don't care about Jillian Michaels. I don't care about The Biggest Loser. I don't care about any of that stuff. I care about what people in my niche and what my target audience wants. So, guys, if you are wanting to work with stay-at-home moms or entrepreneurs or students, guys, follow them and find them. You want to use the hashtag. It's same as Twitter. It's a search term. How do you want, when people are searching, What do you want them to find you for? You know, and I want to bring this up. I'm going to skip through a couple slides, but guys, I want to bring this up and really harp on this. Whatever hashtags you're using, that's where people are going to find you. So if you're using negative hashtags, if you're, you know, this is a great example. Someone was trying to find people for home-based business, and she put, "I hate my job." Well, guess what? Guess who spams her? A bunch of people that think she hates her job. So take your hashtags seriously, you guys, and use them wisely. Kate, I'm sure you can jump in about this one. So people go nuts with hashtags, and guys, don't abuse your 30. Just because you are allowed 30 per picture, do not post all of them at once. And here's the reason. I use about 5 hashtags at a time. So let me explain this. When I post a picture, I'll post it with 5 hashtags. Reason being, I will go back to that picture, and I'm going to show you guys live actually what I'm talking about, but I go back to the picture a week later, a month later. I've gone back 6 months later to a picture, and I bring it back on up on the radar. So what I do is, guys, if you have this, especially for your clients, if you're, you know, wanting to save time and utilize, you know, your time, I separate these and save them in groups in my phone so that, you know, I'll post the picture for a client, and then 2 days later I'll go back and post another 5 pictures. I'm bringing it back on the radar. You know, like Facebook, when you go and like an old picture from like 2011 and all of a sudden everyone starts commenting on it? Same thing. So this is awesome for you to spread out your exposure for your clients, to spread out, you know, what hashtags are getting in front of, what groups they're getting in front of, and who knows, maybe you post a picture and you realize, wow, Tarlise, your stuff doesn't work. No one even commented on it. Well, what hashtags are you using? Are you getting in front of the right people? And this allows you to kind of test it out. You know, some's not going to work, or maybe, you know, it's just not a popular hashtag, or people are spamming it. You never know. But if you blast through all 30 of those at once, then you've kind of done a one and done, and you know, you have to post another picture. So this is an example of what I was saying earlier, guys. Use your competition to gain followers. Find people who's your competition following. I want to know who Kate Buck Jr. is following, because I want to see she's not following people just to follow people. She's following them for a reason. She wants something that they have. And if I look up to Kate, I want what Kate has. Now, I did this for a webinar for some people in the health and wellness, in the beauty arena, and I said, guys, if you are not taking advantage of these large accounts, if you're not seeing what people in your industry are posting, the people that have 500,000 followers or 74,000 followers, guys, you need to find them. Although Instagram's fun and ha-ha, whatever, this is a perfect tool for you. Could you imagine knowing exactly what your competition's posting, exactly the hashtags they're using, what people are asking, what they want to know? Guys, if you have an account that's 500,000 followers that's in your niche and you are not checking out what they're doing, guys, you're missing out. So, Kate, do we have any questions coming up? Because
I've seen a lot of people posting using the Insta SMMGR for Insta Social Media Manager. We've got some really good stuff, but I don't see anybody asking me any questions just yet. So
okay. So I know that we only have about 8 or 9 more minutes on this part, but guys, so here's the thing. You must take advantage of being able to post from Instagram to your Facebook and Twitter. This increases your exposure, and you can do it super simply by picking your Facebook button or your Twitter button or both and connecting the 2 accounts. Now, this is an example that I use in all of my webinars, but guys, this runs true no matter what industry and no matter what. If you are posting to your Instagram and you're also clicking Facebook and you're also clicking Twitter, guys, you're hitting 3 birds with 1 stone. The coolest part about this is when someone likes a picture on Instagram, or when someone, you know, comments on Twitter or whatever, it's showing up in those feeds. So by me posting to Instagram, clicking that little button that says Facebook and Twitter, I'm hitting all 3 accounts. Now, this is just an example of how I got an order through Facebook that wasn't even posted originally on Facebook. But guys, it's a simple way for you to, you know, post your product and get it sold, because if someone's on Instagram, chances are they're not on Facebook. If someone's on Facebook, they're not going to be on Instagram, unless you're like me and you're doing one from the computer, one from your phone. But here's the thing, why not spread it out? Why not get your content in front of everyone? You know, so speaking of content, guys, user-generated content as a social media manager and just in general, this is what gets eyeballs on your client, guys. Using specific hashtags like Kate and I are using right now, having people tag you and having people want what you have. I mean, guys, we have an awesome giveaway to give away at the end, but how are we going to get that in front of people? This is how you do it, guys. You want people to show your product, to share your product. That's what life's all about. You don't want to keep your product to yourself and hold it close to your heart. You want everyone sharing it. That's why you need a specific hashtag for you. So, you know, there's a specific part in the giveaway that we're going to, you know, the social media management, the pro bundle that we're giving away, but we talk about giveaways, guys. If you have a client and you want to get that product out in front of them, so whatever it is, oh, my client just launched this, how do we get it in front of people? Charlie's, I'm a social media manager, I have so many things going on, how can I maximize my exposure for my client? And here's how you do it, guys. Do a giveaway. It doesn't matter if you have a $100 gift card, if you're giving away a free book, whatever it is that you have, guys, make sure that you're giving it away, but you're asking people to tag people, that you're creating the sense of momentum with your own hashtag, and that later people can find you. So now, I'm going to use this as an example. So now, whenever someone asks me, well, come on, does your Insta Influence course even work? Now I can say absolutely. Go to Instagram right now and check out the Insta Influence hashtag. And guys, that's social proof. So could you imagine if you were doing that for your client? If you were saying, yeah, check out, you know, Starbucks, or check out the hashtag XYZ. That's social proof, guys. They see all these people using this hashtag and they're like, wow, I want that. I want that product. This is awesome. So, you know, another cool thing is you want to make sure that they're following you. You want them to tag you. So we were saying, you know, use the specific hashtag, you know, like and repost. We did that earlier today. We were having people like and repost the picture. What this does is this gets more eyeballs in front of your account. Now, guys, here's the thing, and I want to bring this up because this is where a lot of people drop the ball. They'll do a giveaway, and they're like, yeah, we got so many people interested in my client. Thank you so much, Charlize. And then I say, oh, awesome, so what'd you do about the people that didn't win? Well, what do you mean? Well, how many people commented on it? Oh, we had like 200. And how many did you give away? Well, we gave away 1. So what you're telling me is there's 199 people that pretty much raise their hand saying, me, sell me your stuff, sell me your stuff, sell me your stuff, and you're not doing anything with it? So you have to be able to pull these leads off. So what you can do is, going back to the profile, hey guys, you know what, we had such a great response, but I know that 199 of you didn't win. Click the link in my profile, and so you can send them to your website. You can send them to a specific Facebook group maybe where they can get more information. You can send them to an opt-in page where you can capture their information so that they get an update on future giveaways. Guys, you really need to take advantage of the fact that people want what you have, and especially if you're doing a giveaway, if you're promoting something like for Kate and I using this specific hashtag, we want those of you that don't win to know that we have something awesome for you. We have some great training. We have something great. Even though you didn't win it, guess what? It's still available, and here's where you can get it. Because, guys, here's the thing. If you're doing a giveaway, chances are it's for something awesome. I mean, we don't give away stuff just to give it away for, you know, for smiles and giggles.
Yeah, I don't recommend if you guys do a giveaway that you give away something crappy. Just my 2 cents.
Exactly. And, you know, a lot of people, yeah, and, you know, a lot of people always say, they're like, Charlize, I can't believe you gave that away, or I can't believe that you give away so much content. Guys, this is what it's about. You want them to go, man, Kate just gave away something awesome. I want to be a part of that. So, guys, even, you know, as far as generating business offline, Restaurants. If you have a restaurant or you have a brick and mortar business, guys, tell people to snap a picture in your restaurant, to check in, and they have a chance to win something later. You know, this specific example is a storefront. They wanted to bring some more traffic to their storefront, so they posted something saying, because they connected their Facebook, they posted something on Facebook saying, hey guys, if you come in this weekend and check in, you get 15% off your next bill. How cool is that? They pulled people from their Facebook, telling them to go to their Instagram to check out the offer, and the offer was, if you come in this weekend, we're going to give you 15% off your next thing. So here's how this works. You're giving people value the first time. They're already on your car lot. They're ready to buy. They're so excited, and then you're bringing them back. They have a chance for 15% off later. They have a chance to win a free meal. And these are the things that a lot of people are simply not taking advantage of. So here's another example, guys. When you're asking people to tag you, when you're asking people to mention you, this is social proof. If you have a client and you're running their account and you're saying, guys, tag this restaurant, tag this clothing company, whatever it is, guess what you can do? You can use this later, and all it does is bring more eyeballs. And let's be honest, people want to be in the cool kids club. So if I see something like this and I see all these people going, wow, great webinar, guess what I'm doing? Hold on. Where's the webinar? What did I, hold on. So if you're asking people to give you a shout out, to use a specific hashtag, fear of loss, fear of not being in the cool kids club, people are like, how can I get this? So if you want to get people engaged, you want to get people asking about your account, this is how you do it. By asking people to use a specific hashtag for us. Now, you know, the next training I do, if you guys see value in this, which I know you will, then I can say, look, Kate Buck Jr. and I rocked a webinar. We gave them some amazing money-making tips, and here's where you can get, you know, be a part of the next one. So one of the last couple slides I'm going to go over, guys, because we're going to have to skip through quite a many, but using the photo map. Now, this is something that I go really heavily into for the specific training that I did for Kate is, guys, if you are not using geotagging to use the map to get your business on the radar, you are missing out. I went to a social media day San Diego last week, and someone came up to the mic and asked a question, and they said, I own a ballerina company here locally. How can I get my business in front of more people? And I wanted to jump out of my seat and say, I know how you can do it. Guys, if you're using your location, if you're getting your business on the map, people can literally, from their Instagram, go step-by-step direction to your establishment. If you guys are listening to this and you have any clients that have a brick and mortar business and they are not using this, you are missing out, you guys. This is a turn-by-turn direction that they can open up in their maps and get to your customer or your client's establishment. This is a game changer. The cool thing about once you set a location is anyone that's in the area after that, it's going to start popping up. So even if I'm not interested in this dance school, if I'm down the street and I'm looking for a location, guess what pops up? My dance school. I get my dance school in front of more people. And this is something that a lot of people are not utilizing. So the last two things I'm going to go over is, all right, Charlize, cool. This sounds awesome, but how can you prove this? Guys, I use something called Iconosquare. It used to be called Statagram, but I really want you to take this part seriously because I do not post on Instagram when I want to, or when I mean, I do, but I'm very strategic. I know, thanks to Iconosquare, that Thursdays between 12 and 2, I get the most engagement. I know what pictures people don't like. I know what filter they like. There's no guessing when it comes to my pictures. And a lot of people say, oh, you always use that filter. Guess why? Because I know that my audience likes it. I know that my audience loves the pictures that I post with that. I know that my audience is paying attention to me on Thursdays from 12 to 2, and I know, you know, if I lose followers, I can look back and go, whoa, I shouldn't have posted that. Maybe we won't do it again. So for your clients, this is essential to you because I don't know very many places that you can use and leverage a free software or a free website to get, figure out traffic. Another thing that you guys will see me use is I always track my links. I want to see how much of my actual traffic is coming from Instagram. So I know exactly how many people register for whatever they're registering for, wherever I'm sending them, because I'm tracking it. It tells me where, what time, how many clicks. I mean, possibilities are endless. This is from, this 474 people is from a link that I put up a few days ago. Now, let me ask you this, guys. If you could get 500 leads in a few days from Instagram, and you're not doing it right now, would that not be really cool to you? Would it not be worth something for your client to all of a sudden be capturing these leads and getting these leads and knowing that they're coming from Instagram? If I were you guys and I had a client, this is a perfect way to show proof and to show them what you're doing. And guess what? If you're tracking this stuff, if you know exactly what and when to post, guess what? This is something that you can take to your next client. And you can say, I got exactly this much. This is what's happening. And this is why I can also help you with your Instagram account. So before we get into a lot more goodies and do the Pimp My Profile, guys, if you've liked what you've learned, or if you see any of these slides that you're like, holy cow, I could do this. My client has a brick and mortar. This is awesome, guys. We're going to give away one of my courses and the extra goodies for free. Take a screenshot of any of this. Use the hashtag Insta SMMGR, so Instant Social Media Manager, guys. And I just want to show a few client testimonials, a few client examples, guys. Once again, this is not something I think works. This is not something I hope you guys will realize, is pertinent to your business. This is tried and true. I have thousands of people that I work with, and probably not that many close, but this isn't something I'm testing anymore. This isn't something I hope works and that Kate and I were like, let's throw up an Instagram webinar and hope that people get it. And this is working, and the testimonials will not stop. Not only followers, but guys, I'll be really honest, I don't care about how many followers I have. I care about how many people want what I have, engage with me, opt into my list, and buy my stuff. This is all about conversion and sales. I'm not posting pictures just for the fun of it, but I'll tell you what, people go to my account every single day and say, I don't even know this is awesome. Whatever you have, I'm buying it, because I post normally like I would, and when I do post something for a buy, when I do put a buy button or a link up there, people are like, yes, 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 because you've already given me so much value. So, Kate, do we want to go into a few of these questions now?
Yeah, why don't you answer a few of your commonly asked questions. I have people asking me how they can ask questions. I'm going to turn on the Q&A feature in just a moment. But yeah, you've got about 2 more minutes, and then I really want to jump into the Pimp My Profile, since that was like my part of my contribution to the thing. But yes, please continue on. You're doing awesome.
Cool.
I mean, I'm getting good feedback from people over here that they are just blown away by the content that you're sharing.
And guys, here's one thing is, I do a ton of these webinars, and this one is different because, guys, the reason that this is different is, like I said, you saw me scrolling through a bunch of slides. I just want to give you what works, and here's what I know works. It works with connecting the 2 of your accounts. It works using calls to action. It works changing the bio, and I look at thousands of accounts, thousands and thousands of accounts, and so, guys, getting on this webinar is great, but really taking action and using these steps will throw you guys leaps and bounds above what everyone else is doing. Because remember, guys, while everyone else is thinking that Instagram's for pictures of babies and puppies, you guys are on this webinar right now learning how to take your account or your client's account to the next step. So congratulations for that. So, guys, I already have a Facebook account. Do I need Instagram? Absolutely. Guys, the algorithm's changing all the time with Facebook. The cool thing about Instagram is that most of the people are even outside of the United States. So even if, you know, people say you can only post between this time and this time, nope, you can post whenever you want. I get just as much engagement at 2 in the morning as I do in the afternoon. So, you know, is it growing? Once again, guys, Forbes magazine said it's shaping up to be the world's most powerful selling tool. So I don't know about you, but that tells me something. Instagram takes a lot of time. No, guys, it does not. If you are saving your hashtags, we're going to talk about, when we talk about what we're going to give away, I'm going to give a few more examples, but guys, I don't waste time on Instagram. I'm on there 5, maybe 10 minutes a day, and I have several accounts. So, no, a few minutes a day, and you guys can see amazing results yourself. So we're going to go through the, Kate, where is it?
Yeah, I hate to make you do it, but thank you for jumping to the Pimp My Profile. I know you had all your bonus content in there, and I know we're going to get messages from people that they're bummed at us for not sharing that, but I thought in lieu of that we would do a live demonstration, a hot seat, a Pimp My Profile, and we did a contest on Instagram and Facebook, and Tarlise and I sorted through the entries about an hour or so before this call, and we picked a winner, and that winner is, on the next slide, Miss Sheila Brown. So first of all, let's hope that Sheila is on the webinar, and I'm searching for her in the attendees here. Hold on, she is. So Tarlise, can you skip over and go to your live demo?
No.
And while you do that, I'm actually going to call you out, Sheila, and see if I can bring you on the webinar. Can
you see my phone?
I can. So hang on a second, because I can add Sheila to the webinar. She's probably totally not expecting this or whatever, but Sheila, I'm going to try to add you, okay? Oops, that's the wrong, no, wait, hang on. I clicked the wrong, Sheila there. Oopsie. Let's see. This is the first time I've never tried to do this before, so so maybe that wouldn't work. Maybe that didn't work. In any case, why don't you go ahead and get started? Oh, there she is. There's Miss Brown.
Well, here we go.
Hey, guys. Hi, Sheila. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, we're glad you're actually here, so we didn't have to figure somebody else out the last minute. But we're going to hop back for just a second. And they can only see Tarlise's screen. They can't see you, but you and Tarlise can hear each other. So she's going to pimp your Instagram profile.
Awesome. I'm excited. Thanks.
Hi.
It needs
so Sheila, I love this because this is a great example. So guys, Sheila, we're not saying anything negative, but this is awesome. So I know Sheila, and it's great that you won, but I know you, and I know all of the awesome stuff that you do. So if I just looked on Instagram, I would not know anything about you. So the cool thing is that literally after we get off this, Sheila can take action on these, and she can pimp her profile. So, you know, it's the funny thing is I know that Sheila happens to be a fantastic entrepreneur. I happen to know that she travels the entire world and is just rocking it. And so, you know, it's funny because a lot of people would say, well, then why does she have pictures of her dog on there and this and that? Here's the thing, because she's sharing her life and she's showing what she does. I want you guys to know, though, because I post pictures of my dog all the time, and people say, that's not business. This doesn't have to do with business. Well, guess what, guys? Dogs of Instagram, I have a Chihuahua, so dogs of Instagram, Chihuahuas of Instagram, that is a following like you would not flipping believe. And guess what? Just because they don't come out and they're not selling, these are still people that could be in your target audience. You both have dogs, you know, so I always post, like, even though it's my quote-unquote business account, I always share my real life. So this kind of stuff is awesome because you could, you know, use the hashtag. So can you guys see my phone still?
Yep.
Yes? Kate, are you there? Can you see my phone?
Yes, totally. I had muted myself, so I apologize. Okay. Yes, we can totally hear you.
So dogs of Instagram, for instance, let's go ahead and use this. I don't know about you guys, but so Sheila's posting a picture of her dog. All you have to do is add the hashtag dogs of Instagram, and guess what? Those are more eyes on your account. Now, you might say, well, That makes no sense. They're not trying to buy our stuff. How do you know, guys? If it's a picture, if it's something that's relevant to what you are doing, if it's a picture that, you know, could potentially get more eyeballs onto your account, and I'm just going to talk while this is catching up with me, but if that's something that could get eyeballs onto your account, then absolutely use it. Now, as far as, come on, here we go.
Hey, don't forget about the Coda Life hashtag. My dog is famous on Instagram. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Well, here's the thing. You know, people, like I said, people like to, oops, there we go. That's why. So people love to, you know, be able to relate with someone. So just because Sheila's posting pictures of her dog doesn't mean that she can't get business. I mean, she travels. She does a lot of awesome stuff. So all Sheila would have to do is let people know a little bit about yourself. So, you know, just like showing my account, for instance, I put that I'm an Instagram trainer, I'm an MLM trainer. You don't have to put all of the money bags and the fruit and stuff, but by changing your account to letting people, sorry, to letting people know what you're about. You know, I'm a world traveler, I'm an entrepreneur, I love life, I stare at the ocean every day. Those are things that people are going to start to relate with Sheila about. So, you know,
yeah, when I look at Sheila's account, when you show it on the screen, like that does not like, express Sheila to me at all. That looks like that just looks like a blank slate. And Sheila is so full of personality and does so many awesome things. Like I don't get a sense of that from looking at her profile at all. So I'm not really, there's nothing I'm really connecting with. Yeah. You know, I know you're not traveling right now, Sheila, but you have a lot of photos from all of your travels. You know, you need to be, it looks, I'm not the Instagram person, Tarlise, you are, but, you know, you need to be throwing those up in there. We need some color changes in here and we need some of your beach pictures from the Dominican and, you know, all the worldly places that you've been. Even if it was in the past, you can still post about it now and talk about where you were and what you were up to. Oh. You know, it doesn't have to just be just your real-time right now pictures.
Yeah, and you know, one thing that I'm glad you brought that up, Kate, is, guys, I take pictures of stuff that's relative to my life. So my photos right now, I just deleted a ton, but I had 8,000 photos on my phone, and because I'm like, wow, I'd love to post this later. So, you know, rather than posting 5, 10 pictures at once, I'll save those for later. So Sheila, when you're out, I mean, I know that you're always at the beach or you're always traveling. Like there was a picture I saw when I was on your account where you were, where were you saying you were? You were like at, oh, here it goes. This one. So you were saying, you know, where you were in D.C. and everything, and like that's awesome. So, you know, one thing, Sheila, that I know that you travel a lot. So if I were you, because you have to know your travel, you have to know your travel plans ahead of time. So if you ever know, like, guess what, I'm going to be in LA next week, or I'm going to be in San Diego, you know, because this isn't loading, but that's okay. You know, because you've already got your flight, you've already got your arrangements. So me as an entrepreneur, me as a professional, what I do is if I know I'm going to San Diego in 2 weeks, guess what I start doing? I start searching, and I'm seeing who is using the hashtag San Diego. And I see, you know, what's going on, who's using the hashtag, who's using, you know, social media or anything that's in my realm. I always check before I go there, and I want to see what's happening. I want to see what the current events are. If I know that there's a specific magazine in San Diego, I use it. If, you know, if I want to connect with people, you know, San Diego Bound is a great one. Okay, who's in San Diego? Are they in San Diego now or whatever? So you, Sheila, as an entrepreneur, you know, because you are always traveling, if you do meetups, or if you have, you know, specific places that you're going or whatever, I always use that because I want to do business while I'm there. So for you, that's a perfect way to connect with people while you're there, or even if you're not, you know, to really set your ground. Because me, if I know I have a convention somewhere, if I know I'm going somewhere, you bet your butt that I am checking out and tracking who's there, what's going on. I always check current events. I look online. You know, I'm seeing what's relevant. Another thing is when you use the Iconosquare is you're able to see what people like, and so by using that I'll track and say, okay, you know, I should really post at this time, and so if I know I'm going to San Diego, I'll post something San Diego related. So for you, for instance, I don't know why this isn't refreshing, but it doesn't matter. So for you, for instance, like, you know, you're always posting beach pictures and stuff, so that could be something where you use specific beach hashtags or whatever. But I think you, like, number one today, we need to tell people what you're about. I happen to know that you are a kick-ass businesswoman. I happen to know that you travel a lot. I happen to know that you help people live the laptop lifestyle like I was just sharing. And so by you sharing what you're already doing, you know, most people don't realize, like, this is work for you. Your life and what you do for fun, this is quote unquote work. And so by sharing those pictures and letting them know what you're doing from a business standpoint, they're going to be like, holy cow, how do I find out what she's doing? So, you know, I know that you just had a recent book that, like, knocked it out of the park, and I also, you know, on Amazon, like a bestseller, and I also know that, you know, you have a fantastic course out. So what I would do if I were you is I would take advantage of telling people with a call to action, check out this, or have you heard I have a book out or whatever, and I would use a call to action and send people to a link. You want them to know, dude, I'm awesome. I have a book out. I wouldn't know that you're a world traveler. I wouldn't know that you have a book out. I wouldn't know that you have a kick-ass course. And so this is stuff that you could do, like, literally today that would absolutely start blowing your profile up.
Okay. That's awesome, Tarlise. I had no idea about any of this stuff.
And, you know, it's cool because you can change the link. I change this link in my profile all the time. So I knew that Kate and I were doing a webinar, so I'm using a call to action. After this webinar is over, I will tell people to check out my free Instagram training, and I'm going to send them back to the Instagram training. And just so you guys know, actually, and Kate, I've never talked about this, but I told you I was going to. So
I know you don't have to. Yeah, I know. I'm like seeing it right there. I'm like, you gotta scroll up and just at least show them.
So guys, people say, I said I don't always post about my webinars on Instagram, but when I do it like a boss. Could you imagine if you're getting your product in front of people on Instagram like this? Like, it's not just random pictures. Yeah. It's like, holy cow, what are you up to? So
that is nine pictures right there uploaded in the proper order to create that big old banner image. That is,
and guys, here's awesome. Here's what I want to tell you guys. Here, and I didn't even think about it until later, but I was like, I should have done it. If I were doing a contest outside of what Kate and I are already doing, I would say, go to my Instagram account and comment on one of the squares. If I pick your square, XYZ, so then you have people engaging on all 9 pictures and they don't know which one and they're excited, but that's a way to bring people to your account. Because first of all, they're going to be like, how in the world did she do that? Second of all, that's awesome. I totally know what she's promoting right now. And third, it brings them to like, oh my gosh, which one do I pick? What do I do? Blah, blah, blah. And so,
yeah, if you guys haven't taken your screenshot yet and posted it with hashtag SMMGR, now might be the time.
And so, you know, but this is something that it's really funny because I'll tell you guys how I did this, but there's specific apps that you can use for this. But here's the thing, guys. I had to individually load 9 pictures. So this is what happened. A lot of people would freak out because they're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to bombard my feed. I don't want to do that. Here's where this works. I did this, and I was telling Kate, people were messaging me left and right. People were saying, oh my gosh, I think your account got hacked. Holy cow, you just uploaded 9 pictures. I think something's wrong with your account. And it was message after message after message. And I said, oh no, just go to your phone and look at it. And they're like, what? So this is the kind of stuff that, guys, if you have a product you're pushing, if your client has something new going on, if you're trying to drive traffic to a specific place, this does it. And people will wonder, like, how did she do it? What is she doing? Oh my gosh, did someone hack your account? No, actually they didn't, but go look at it. And then they're like, their mind's blown. And all I told everyone was, I said, check it out and go ahead and click the link in my profile and register, and you can see how I did it. Guys, I don't know about you, but that's a golden nugget right there.
It is a golden nugget. So I'm going to flip over. Miss Sheila Brown, was that useful for you? I mean, your bio, your link, the pictures that you're posting, the hashtags that you're using, all the other stuff from before, was that valuable for you?
It was completely invaluable to me. I literally just got on Instagram like a month ago because my girlfriend's like, you've got to get on Instagram. I just got an iPhone. I have iPhone 4 like 2 months ago, so I'm just not this all fancy phones and Instagram and all that stuff. It's all new to me, so I'm getting to start fresh, which is great. And so being able to start with this information, yeah, I appreciate it. So thank you, Tarlise, and thank you, KBJ. I definitely appreciate
Sheila,
it.
I want to bring up the fact also, it doesn't matter if, so for instance, this picture right here that you posted 6 weeks ago, guess what? You can go, it's taken a little lag, but you can go to the pictures that you first posted before you knew any of this. You can go back to this picture right now and add a hashtag with whatever hashtag you want, and guess what? That picture's back on the radar today, 6 weeks later.
Nice. And see, I didn't know that I could post old pictures too, because I'm not traveling right now for the rest of the year. So I'm thinking, God, I'm not going anywhere exotic until, next year. So my thing's going to be kind of boring. But now that I can put up my old photos.
So we just have to look at that carpet and the dog. That's all we get, huh?
Exactly. I'm boring this year, you guys.
I mean, no offense, but that profile is awfully brown, Miss Sheila Brown. So
it is. I know. It's so not me.
Looking at it. Yes, please share some of your photos from the awesome places that you have been in the past. Please do.
Yeah, now that I know I can, I definitely will pimp my profile. So thanks, you guys. I appreciate it.
We'll share back and report with us some of your results when you do, and thanks for being brave enough to let me have you on camera.
Yeah, we'll do. Thank you.
In the middle of the webinar, so cool beans. All right, I'm gonna kick you off now.
All right, sounds like a plan.
Thanks for letting us pimp your profile.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, so here we go. Back to the presentation. All right, so Kate, this is where I'm gonna let you take over because I have a feeling that literally, we were talking about this and laughing before you guys got on. I started talking about this part, and I was literally tongue-tied. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so, and I laughed, and I said, she said, so, what would you say about this? I said, this is a freaking sweet deal, and she goes, you should say that. And guys, I'm telling you, the only reason Kate is explaining all this to you, and I can't, because I literally was running over my words on myself, because this is something that is just, it's invaluable to you. I'm like, the amount of stuff that Kate's about to ramble off, it gets me excited, and I do this stuff all day long, and I'm like, I can't wait to get to this part. So go ahead, Kate.
Yeah, absolutely, you guys. So this is the part in the webinar. We still have a Q&A, and we still have another prize bundle to give out, so don't go anywhere just yet. But we are going to, we do want to share with you this really awesome InstaPro bundle that we put together, because here's the thing. We knew on this webinar when we were planning it that we would get to tell you guys a lot of what you needed to do on Instagram, but we were not going to be able to get to the how to do it on Instagram. And unfortunately, some people can, a few people can go off and just take this and run with it, but some people would like to see Tarlise. Wasn't that cool app? What was that app that you were using just there to show your screen, Tarlise, on your phone?
It's actually something that you download on your computer. You can do it if you have an iPhone or an iPad, and it's called Reflector.
Oh, cool. Okay. So, you guys, so we figured if we put the how to do it, we wouldn't be able to get to that tonight. So what we did was we put together what we're calling our InstaPro bundle, and we are giddy about it, mostly just because we finally figured out a way to put our brains together and to get to work together, because we are hashtag the same person. And while I train social media managers and work in the world of social media, and Tarlise is in network marketing and focuses on Instagram, we've just been trying to find a way to tag team together to bring our knowledge together to the world. And again, like I said, we spent a lot of time on this webinar telling you what to do, but we did not get to show you how to do it. So this is the part where I'm going to have to tell you how to flip through the slides. So flip through the next slide, and let me tell you guys a little bit about what is going to be in the InstaPro bundle. Scroll back up for just a second, and then at the end of this, not only are we going to be giving one of these away to those of you that have screenshotted and posted with the hashtag SMMGR, But we are also going to do a little bit of Q&A because I do see some questions coming in, and I'm going to open up the Q&A on the webinar. So actually, let me do that really quickly right now.
Okay.
I'm going to open up the Q&A on the webinar right now. Enable Q&A. And so you should be able to ask questions now. Again, I'm using webinars on air, and it says here's the questions your attendees are asking. So you should see somewhere on your screen now where you're able to ask a question. So if you guys want to ask those, go ahead. We'll answer them in a little bit. But first, let's tell you about the InstaPro bundle. The first thing is Tarlise's Insta Influence course, 5 modules plus a bonus module. Tarlise, will you tell them really quick what the different modules are and what you cover in your Instagram Insta Influence training?
Yeah, so Insta Influence is literally an A through Z for you for Instagram. It does not matter if you are your first day on Instagram with 0 followers or if you've been using Instagram for 2 years and you have a bunch. Guys, what it is it's literally from beginning to end. I go through, I mean, it's this webinar like tenfold. I go through how to create your bio, how to track your leads, how to create compelling content, how to run a successful contest. I go over what not to do. We talk about videos. I talk about how to pull people, and all those slides I slipped through was I pull people off of Instagram, and I want to show you guys the cool ways that I do that, the messaging apps that I use, how I leverage, you know, Dropbox, there's so many ways to pull these leads off of Instagram, and I go very, very detailed into all of that. So, you know, I will say A through Z once again, but it's everything from how to create a kick-ass picture all the way to building your brand from scratch, bringing an old account to life, how to use hashtags. I talk about how to find your ideal target audience. And the cool thing about this course is, just like I showed you on the reflector, a lot of the modules are actually me showing you. So, you know, when I tell you, oh, I'm going to bring something back on the radar, and you're like, yeah, right, you can physically see it happening on my phone in this course while it's working. So there's no like, oh, I wonder if this works. It's over my shoulder, guys. That's the coolest part about this course is the reflector that you guys just saw. There's several modules where I show you step by step exactly what I do on a day-to-day basis.
Awesome. So originally that was what we were going to do for you guys, but then I begged Tarlise that we had to figure out something more just so that I could hang out with her more and so that you guys could hang out with the two of us, because quite honestly, we are not only smart but also hilarious. So in addition to her Insta Influence, the InstaPro bundle is going to include her Instagram VIP Mastermind. And again, Tarlise, you know, this is a community that you've built of A players on Instagram that are sharing and talking about what's working right now on Instagram. You want to say anything else about this?
Yeah, so I have an Instagram group on Facebook. There's about 4,000 people, but you know, I really wanted to do something special. These people in my mastermind, they pay to be here. I share apps and techniques and stuff that I just don't share in my normal group. And reason being, these people have paid for it. They're serious. They're not messing around. And so, you know, Kate's like, well, how can we make this special? And I said, you know what, Kate, I have an awesome mastermind group. I give these people everything that I have. I have a weekly call with them. I answer any and all questions. There is no stone unturned, and if there's something that I don't know by some means, I go and find it for this mastermind group. And so I wanted to make this available as part of the bundle because this takes, I mean, the course is phenomenal, but this is like, all right, so how can you help me after the course too? And this is what I wanted to offer to you guys.
Yeah, and I'm really excited about this part. The only downside about this part, you guys, is because of it, she did make me limit the amount of people that I would allow to let in, so we'll talk about that in a little bit. But you guys, the bundle for the people that get in on it tonight get not only the course, but also into her VIP mastermind. And we are going to throw in the Instagram Social Media Manager Marketing Bonus, which are for those of you that are social media managers on the call, or for those of you who are just sitting on this call thinking, I know more about social media than the guy who lives next door to me. I think I can make money doing this. Tarlise and I, this was one of our first collaborations that I'm super stoked about. We put our heads together and came up with a video training on how to actually get clients. And now you have your first client. What do I do? How do you get your clients set up? And how do you manage your clients on Instagram? Now, she showed you some of those things tonight, but she did not go into the how, and we did not talk about the whole client getting process, because it's one thing to do Instagram for yourself and your business. It is entirely different to do Instagram for a client. There are other steps that you need to know. Are they comfortable giving you their password? How do you get photos back and forth? All this kind of stuff that you need to know. And Tarlise and I put our heads together as social media manager and Instagram manager extraordinaire to bring you the Instagram marketing manager bonus. So we're going to include that bonus in the bundle tonight, which is super awesome. That will eventually be a full-blown course, but for tonight you will get the mini bundle of it as a bonus if you buy the InstaPro bundle. And I'm throwing in 30 days free of my Social Media Manager Connect. You were good. You were good. Now, Social Media Manager Connect is a great community of my social media managers. I've been training social media managers for about 5 years now. My social media managers are, for those of you that want to go on and actually want to turn your social media knowledge into cash, this is a group you want to be in. It is an awesome group, and I'm going to allow you to be there for 30 days. But the cool part is you can go back all the way to the beginning and access all of the content that is in there during those 30 days, and you get immediate access to all of our upcoming content for the next 30 days. So we're going to give you a trial of that Social Media Manager Connect monthly, and in addition to that, we have one last super cool bonus, which I'm excited about because it means we get to hang out again, and we get to do this again, which we're calling Two Girls and a Camera. You guys get to come hang out with us on a bonus Q&A hangout. So what I have found through all of my years of coaching and training is that I teach a lot, and then you have questions like, oh my gosh, what, Tarlise, when we get to Q&A in just a second, you're going to die because there's so many questions coming in. But as many questions as are coming in right now, you guys, once you actually get out there and you get on the field, you get on the court, and you start doing this stuff, you start doing it for your clients or you start doing it for yourself, you're going to run into stuff. You're going to run into questions. You're going to run into roadblocks, what ifs, how abouts. You're going to have all kinds of little things come up. I saw this, I saw that. What do I do? And so all of my training comes with a Q&A session. Even when I go into, right now, it's so funny, we were talking about this before. I have a retail company, a retail client that has stores in 600 locations in the United States. They are a name brand store that you would recognize. I'm under NDA, so I can't say. But nonetheless, they treat their Instagram like gold, right? Their Facebook, they'll let you post what we want. But their Facebook, they really treat like gold, and that really shows you the power of Instagram right now, that these top elite companies, even the ones that Tarlise are working with, really hold dear what's happening on Instagram. So you guys are going to get out there, and you're going to run into these questions with clients, with whatever. And even at the highest levels, let me give you some training, let you go away and implement, and then please come back and ask questions so you're not out there hanging with, okay, I went and tried to implement what you teach me, now what? So on our Now What Q&A, we're going to have you guys all come back on a webinar just like this one. Heck, if it's really awesome and you guys have a lot of questions and it's fun, we might even do two, who knows? But we're going to do a Q&A, so you guys have a chance to go implement, and then you have a chance to come back and ask questions. I don't know the day and time yet, and if you can't be there, yes, we will record it. Yes, we will allow you to submit questions early. This is a bonus, so it is part of the training, so you'll have an opportunity, even if that day and time doesn't work for you, to ask questions and hear the recording. But nonetheless, it's an opportunity to come hang out with us, grab a glass of wine, sit back, chillax, and get your Instagram questions answered. So once again, a recap of everything. So Tara, if you'll just go to the next slide for me, please. Oh, just the next one.
Did you? Oh, there we go.
Just the next one. Again, so everything that's included is Tarlise's Instagram course from start to finish. our VIP mastermind, the Instagram marketing manager, social media marketing manager bonus, 30 days free trial of my social media manager connect, and a bonus Q&A hangout with myself and Tarlise. So that is going to be our Instagram bundle. And next slide. You guys, we're going to bundle that up for $197. That was where Tarlise fell out of her seat. It is really a sweet deal. Even just the value of the stuff you've gotten on this webinar tonight, we feel like you know, is really good stuff. You guys heard from Sheila, and the way to grab this bundle right now for $197 is to go to smmgr.org/Instagram. Okay, so do that right now, but we are going to take some Q&A because I have a lot of those coming in. But Tarlise, why don't you just leave this slide up for a second?
Okay.
And do you mind if I just run through and ask you a few of these questions?
No, let's get going.
Okay, good. Should I have a personal account and a business account?
All right, this is a question that I get all day, every day. And here's the thing, guys. This is why I will say it again and again and again. Your bio is really important. So, me, for instance, I'm able to share all of these different things. I'm able to share social media tips. I'm able to share my food. I'm able to show everything because I let people know that's what my account's about. So, I have several accounts. And reason being, you know, some things I'm like, I'll post that. What I want you guys to do is do what feels comfortable. If you feel that you can commit to 2 separate accounts, a business and a personal, then do it. But I'll tell you what, guys, consistency is what builds your business on Instagram. If you're going to start a business account, you better be committed to posting on both accounts. So if that's going to be too much for you, then just create your bio and let them know what you do. Let them know that it's going to be personal and business. But, you know, I'm a strong believer that business accounts in general work. If you don't want to post your personal stuff, that's fine. But here's what a lot of people do. They have a personal account, and they all of a sudden start a business account. They're excited, they're ready, and then they get a bunch of followers. They take action at first, and then they let it go. So I would rather have an account that gets traction, that gets action, than try to separate 2 just because someone told me to if I'm not even going to pay attention to it.
Yeah, the truth is look, you guys, I am a social media user I'm an early adopter, right? And I tried the personal and business thing way back in the day on Twitter. And the truth is, you will not really, especially if you're a solo business owner, solo entrepreneur, you will almost never keep up both. It is pointless. You are your business. Yep. You are not separate from your business. If you have some privacy concerns, then just be careful what you share. You share personal stuff, and I say that like stuff that people can relate to you, not private information. You don't need to share where you live, your social security number, anything to put you in any kind of harm's way. But honestly, if you feel like you need to separate your business from your personal life, then this is a little forward, but my actual answer to you is not a social media answer. My answer is you need to reevaluate what business you're in, right? Yeah. They're just... You know, especially some of you have like a coffee shop or something like that, and if you want a personal account, great. But your business account is your business account, and that's what we were talking about tonight. So, but I was specifically speaking to solopreneurs.
Yeah, and you know, I agree. And here's the thing, guys. You know, someone said, well, I post a lot of pictures of my family and this and that, and I get it, guys. If you can commit to just a business account, that's fine. But just like Kate said, it doesn't normally happen.
It almost never does. It didn't happen for me, and I'm a diehard, right? Yeah. I live with my iPhone in my hand, so I'm just telling you, if it didn't work for me to have a personal Twitter and a business Twitter, it didn't work for me to have a business fan page and a personal page. It didn't work for me to have a business Instagram and a personal Instagram. If it didn't work for me and I live and die with my iPhone in my hand, I don't really see how anybody else that is a solopreneur, right? Again, yeah. If you've got a coffee shop and you want to keep that separate from who you are as a person, then we're not talking about that. But otherwise, it's very difficult to keep up with both. And how do you separate it? Like that's a whole nother webinar, right? That's a whole nother webinar. Let me ask you another question. We have a lot of questions about, is there like something like Hootsuite, Latergram, whatever for scheduling, and if you could sneak in and talk about multiple accounts at the same time, that would be great.
Okay, so guys, Instagram is really crazy about their API. There are a few things out that say you can schedule. There used to be something called Posto. It's P-O-S-T-S-O. They shut that down. Instagram is cracking down right now. So there's a few that I've suggested in the past, and I honestly stopped suggesting those. Here's the thing, though. As a social media manager, like, oh, no, sorry, this isn't going to work. I want to schedule it. Here's how I do it. And I am super busy with Instagram. So it's not like I'm just telling you this and I don't experience it firsthand. I have several accounts that I help. So, if I can manage 12 accounts without a team doing it and I'm just doing it myself, you guys can too. Here's what I suggest you do. I use Dropbox for my clients. So what I do is I tell them, hey, if you're inspired by a picture, you see something that you like, drop that in the Dropbox for me and I'll use it. I keep pictures kind of as a, just like you were saying, I do stuff, I pre-schedule and I think of this ahead of time, but I don't have to post them. So like Sheila was talking about, I have a bunch of pictures. Awesome. Put those somewhere. And I have Dropbox app on my phone, so it's not inconveniencing me at all. So I would keep my clients in a Dropbox on my iPhone, and when I feel something's relevant and I want to post for them, I post from there. I keep there's 2 apps, and we talk about this in depth in the bonus portion, but there's 2 apps that I use. There's one called Photogram. It's Photogramme. And there's another one called Padgram, Padgram. Those you can use multiple accounts. I have my personal accounts and a few of my clients on there, so I switch back and forth between all of them all day long. I'll go I'll go comment, I'll do whatever. The cool thing about Iconosquare also is that you can knock a bunch out at once. So, say you're like, oh, Charlize, I can't keep up with this. I go into Iconosquare and I comment and like pictures from there just right on my desktop. Although I can't post from there, it's super simple to manage multiple accounts between Iconosquare and between these different apps. And Kate, that is something that I do go in depth about in the bonus content that I made for you, because when you're saying that we gave you the Instagram Marketing Manager bonus, guys, this is specifically for, all right, I have multiple accounts, what do I do now? So we go in depth about all that, but there's no excuse as far as not taking on more clients from Instagram just because you can't pre-schedule it. Honestly, guys, it doesn't take me, and I'm not just saying this to try and sell something, it does not take me any more time out of my day to post something on the fly as if I were to schedule it.
Let's see.
And I do want to bring this up because I know as social media managers, you guys are really used to it, but the system that I share with Kate and with you, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, this is so simple. So it's something that regardless of how many accounts you have or if you're used to scheduling, it's not going to be a problem.
All right, good. Let's see. We do have a lot of people asking about how you did that snazzy little 9 image thing, and I think you said you just uploaded 9 images at a time. Is that right?
No, I used an app. Do you want me to tell you what app it is?
Yeah.
All right. So there's a couple different apps, and the one that I like personally, it's called InstaTiling. So InstaTiling, InstaTiling. What that does, I think it's a 99-cent app, but there's a lot of apps out there that will do that, but they all put a huge watermark on your photo. So you want to use the InstaTiling, and it's going to ask you if you want to upload the bundle, if you want to upload them one by one. What I did was I uploaded each individual picture by itself. And most people would say, oh, well, that's going to, just as I mentioned, guys, I have more people message me about that than I have ever had on pictures on Instagram. Reason being, they were like, what's going on? What's going on? And guess what? That was a reason and a perfect opportunity for me to tell them, oh yeah, check it out. Look at my profile now. And they're like, what? So if you guys could do that for your client or yourself, if you're promoting something, whether it be a webinar or a new product or whatever, use the call to action just like I did in my profile and tell them what it is. But, you know, by using InstaTiling, I know there's another one called Instagrids or something. By using those and uploading each of the pictures individually, it brings eyeballs to your account. So if I were you guys and I was someone smart that wanted to leverage this, I would go into Iconosquare and see when the most traffic is coming to your account and download and post that at that time. Now, I happen to know exactly when I get traffic, so I posted that exactly when I wanted to, but like I said, I would go to Iconosquare, I would figure out when to do it, and I would post. That's a great tip, by the way. I would post it then.
All right. Let's see. Can you direct your Instagram account to your Facebook page or only your personal profile?
Oh, you can do it to both. In the options, if you go into your settings in your Instagram account, it'll allow you, so when you click the settings, say you're on your Instagram profile, you click the little, it looks like a screw on the top right part of your profile. It's going to give you your settings. If you scroll down to share settings, it allows you to pick either your Facebook profile or any of your pages. So you have the ability to, say you have a bunch of different pages or you manage pages for different clients, you can go and say, hey, I'm logged into this account, I'm going to, and this is a cool way also is, you know, if you do manage a bunch of accounts, go into one of the apps that allows you to manage both or multiple, and you can go and comment from there. But sorry, it just cut out. But you can do all of it easily. Yes. Sorry, my phone's going off. I'm like, shut up. Go ahead and ask that one more time.
Does it go to your Facebook page?
Okay, sorry. Yes.
Personal profile.
So yes, what it does is you get to pick. So if I were you and I say you're a social media manager and you're able to, you know, manage different accounts for clients, or, you know, you're an admin, you can directly from your phone say, oh, I want to post this one from this account to this fan page. I want to post this to this account from this page. So for me, for instance, I have a health and wellness page, I have my own personal page, and I have my own personal profile. So if I find a picture that relates to all three of those, you know, because I'm in health and wellness, I can post it to my personal, I can post it to my fan page, and then I can post it to the health-specific fan page, all with the click of a few buttons.
Awesome. Just in regards to the course, I do have a couple of questions coming in. Someone's asking me, will the cost of the course be $197? And you guys, yes. The course will stay $197. Tomorrow at midnight, the bonuses that we offered are going to go away. Will go away, but the course, Tarlise's Insta Influence course, will be available at that link for $197, so you don't have to worry about it. But we do want you to take advantage of this by tomorrow at midnight because of the Q&A call and of the VIP access and the free month of Social Media Manager Connect. We really need to, unfortunately, put a limit on that just because we're giving them away as bonuses, and our teams are taking on that workload. So I'm sure you guys understand that. For those of you that that are on that may already be Insta Influence members, just shoot an email. I put the link in the Q&A, so you can just shoot an email to our support team, and they'll get you sorted out. But we do have so much great feedback coming in. Every time I hear you talk, Tarlise, I learn more and more. I'm so glad I devoted this time. You're a wealth of information. Thank you so much for saying that. I got thousands of dollars of value out of this webinar, thanks to Kate and Tarlise, so appreciate that. Phenomenal Webby, learned a lot. Let's see, I'm trying to get my clients to use Instagram. Most are out of the state, but in my opinion, as long as they provide me with pictures from their locations, I can use other items to really make it work for them. Do you agree?
Absolutely, and that's what I said, guys. None of my clients are anywhere near me. Even if I got in a car right now and wanted to drive to them, I couldn't. And their accounts are rocking. I just ask them, do you have Dropbox? Do you use Dropbox? I just tell them, as you're inspired and you want to put something on your Instagram, save it on your phone and put that in your Dropbox, and I will access it later. You know, there's no way that I'm going to tell you that just because someone's close or far, you can't do it. Absolutely. It does not matter where your client is. It doesn't matter where you are. Guys, this is something that, once again, Instagram's fun. Like, if you can do something fun and cool by taking pictures and sharing your product and your brand and make money off of it, I mean, what more could you ask for? So yes, absolutely, you know, regardless. And I wanted to bring that up in the beginning because, guys, I have a client that makes scarves and hats and sells them on Etsy, and then I have someone that's a #1 bestseller on Amazon. I have some, I mean, they're all over the board, and they're all able to utilize and leverage all of these, regardless of what arena they're in. So don't think, well, I have a window washer, won't work. Guys, it works for anyone.
Awesome. Let's see. Does the course include the Instagram video training? Yes, absolutely. That is the main bulk of it, and then the bonuses. Let's see. Do we have dates for the Q&A set yet? No, we do not, but for those that sign up, they will get access to that. Does it look bad if you are following too many people? If you're following more people than follow you? This is a question I have because I'm following about 400 more people than are following me right now. I don't even know how that happened, but
okay. So here's the thing, and I'm so glad that you brought this up because I've never talked about it, and I really want to bring it up. So a lot of people will say, "There's no way you have 9,000 followers. It's just not possible." And I'll tell you why it is possible. I am not one of those accounts that wants to have 9,000 followers, and I'm following 2. Here's the deal, guys. If you want to get eyeballs on your account, just like I mentioned about commenting earlier, you have to follow people. You have to be a human being and not just be out there for the numbers. So, you know what? I do have that many followers, and reason being, I reciprocate. I want to see what other people are up to. Do I follow everyone? No. But, you know, I follow probably more people because I do have so many clients that I want to keep an eye on what everyone's doing. But, guys, here's the thing, it's not about the numbers or how many am I following, or here, I'll be completely honest, I could have 400 people that engage with me, that want what I have and like what I'm selling, versus 9,000 people that could care less, and I'd be just as happy. So don't get caught up on the numbers. Don't get caught up on if someone's like, oh, you shouldn't follow. Here's the thing. It's what works for you. If you want to follow just as many people as are following you, guess what that shows? That shows that you interact with people. That shows that you are inviting people to your Instagram account. And if you don't want to follow anyone and you just want a numbers thing, that's fine. You know, I really hate when people say, like, you can only post at this time and you can only do that. Guys, you really have to make this your own. You really have to figure out what works for you. I'll tell you what works for one of my clients doesn't always work for the other, but guess what? I put a spin on it, and here's how we made it work for them. So yes, follow people, and don't be afraid to unfollow people. There's some accounts that I think are awesome because they posted one picture, and then a week later I'm like, what in the world? I do not want to be following this person. That's okay, guys, but you'll never know unless you get out there. And I'll tell you what, when I go and follow people, 9 times out of 10, unless it's like a celebrity account or a corporate account, they always come back and look at my account. They like my pictures. They will follow me back. And so it's something that I enjoy, and I like following people. So yes, don't worry about that.
Let's see. I'm answering a few things here. When you say to add the hashtags, do you just mean to add it in the comments, or do you put it in the description?
Well, Instagram does not allow you to go and edit your description, so you just go and add it in the comments portion.
When you first post, do you post in your description on, like, when you originally post?
No, and here's why. I normally share my pictures to Facebook as well, and so I want them to look clean on Facebook And so I will always post the picture without hashtags, and I will go back and add it in the comments.
Awesome. And you can only use 30 hashtags max. Does that mean you can only use 30 and that's it? Or once you use 30, you can't use it anymore?
Here's the thing. It used to be, and I feel like Instagram is testing this out. It used to be where you could post them and then you could delete those 30 and go and add more. That does not always happen. Sometimes it will allow me to use them, and then other times it will not allow me because it'll say I've already used my 30. So I tell people just leave them. Don't try to delete. So if you use 30 hashtags on a picture and then you delete all of them thinking you can do another 30, sometimes it might work and more times it won't. So I keep it to 30 regardless, and then I move on to another picture. But like we were saying with Sheila, I mean, you can bring pictures back on the radar. You can bring your very first picture you ever posted on Instagram a year ago back on the radar and get people interested in it.
See here. Where can I get additional information on the training package and bonuses? The link saying that it's not working, but most of the time you guys are not spelling it right, so maybe I just didn't do a good short link. SM for social media, MGR for manager. So smmgr.org is my little short link, smmgr.org/Instagram. And if you can see the Q&A, I've posted the link publicly a couple of times. Somebody just asked, you know, can this be a standalone app or do you have to use it with all your social media? Yes, this can be a standalone app. You don't have to be on other platforms to use it, although if you do use the other platforms, it does integrate. And then somebody asked if this is the app that is taking over from Facebook because you know, they're not getting good results with Facebook. And I think you would agree with me, Charlize, even though I have a hard time saying it, is that the answer is absolutely yes. This is a more powerful selling tool. You have more control over what happens because there isn't an algorithm. What you guys should know, just for full disclosure, is that Facebook actually owns Instagram. So when you talk about the difference between Facebook and Instagram, it's kind of funny because they're actually they're the same company. Mark Zuckerberg owns both. But the reason that, and I say this in one of my Instagram videos, is, you know, the reason that Facebook came out and bought Instagram for $1 billion is because they saw them as a threat. And they absolutely knew this was the up-and-coming mobile and photo sharing app.
Well,
that is, what?
No, I was going to say, and Kate, yeah. I mean, I'm sure you know this, but they're very close to rolling out ads pretty soon. And so, guys, I don't know if you know how huge that is, but if you can get a following, if you can establish yourself on there before everyone else jumps in, you are ahead of the game.
Absolutely. Hey, you guys, I will not be shy in telling you the reason. One of the reasons I am sitting here on this webinar is because I'm an early adopter. I'm not any smarter than you. I don't have a degree that's better than yours. I didn't do anything different other than one thing is I showed up early. Tarlise showed up early to Instagram. I showed up early to Twitter, and I showed up early to social media, and we figured it out. It is one of those times right now where it is not too late to be early to the game, if that makes any sense, on Instagram. If you wait another 6 months, 3 months, 2 months to jump in, I absolutely believe that it will be. There's this phenomenon on Twitter called pre-Oprah and post-Oprah. When Oprah showed up to Twitter, it became a completely different game. When that phenomenon, when that paradigm shift happens on Instagram, you will then be part of the mass adoption versus the early adopter. So you want to get a jump start on Instagram right. Typos and did you want to try to give away the prize tonight? That part was your thing.
Yeah, let's do it. So I was thinking that I could show. How do you want to do it? can pick right now. I mean, I don't know any of
Yeah,
these.
do you want to go on your screen and show the Reflector app and just pick somebody from Instagram?
You're so smart. That's what I was thinking. Okay, so let's go to, and you guys can see the phone. I'm just going to scroll, and I'm going to stop on one so there's no confusion that I have no idea who this is, but we will, oops. Let me let all of them load really quick, and then we'll just scroll through it. Okay, Marketing Eddie.
Woo! Marketing awesome. Congratulations, you won a free InstaPro bundle.
Yay! Go Marketing Eddie, go. And this is perfect, Marketing Eddie, because we have a lot of stuff we can do on your account. So this is awesome. And he took quite a few pictures. So, you know, I'm excited because knowing what we just talked about, we can totally help you, you know, pimp out your account. So congratulations.
Congratulations, awesome. Okay, I'm excited that we gave away one of those bundles. Oh, you get to see me by default. All right. Oh, good. They get to see your pretty face. All right, you guys. Man, I typed the wrong email address. I gave some of you an email address that had questions. I said support@socialmediamanager.com. It's support@socialmediamanager.about. I apologize. I was answering questions, asking questions, listening to Tarlise, watching the feeds. I'm the one over here like doing, I have mission control with 8 screens open, questions here, Skype over here, orders coming in over here, Instagram over here on my phone. And so it's socialmediamanagerpro.com. If you had the, if you some of you that had a question. Tarlise, I mean, I can keep going and asking the questions. Do keep flooding in. But this is what we're going to do on that Q&A call because honestly, most of the stuff that you're answering here, you actually answer in your course.
I do.
And then the Q&A, the Q&A will give you a chance to go try stuff out, experiment, take Tarlise's advice, then go break the rules on her advice, and then come back and ask us some questions. And of course, I'll be on hand to help you as well with the client side questions. Do you have any words of wisdom or any final words before we wrap up tonight?
Yeah, you know, I'm all about taking action. So, guys, it's one thing to get on this webinar with Kate and I and be like, woo, that was great. But I really strongly suggest that you guys take a few action items on this because I guarantee after you do, you're going to come back to that Insta Social Media Manager hashtag and you're going to share something that you've learned because these are action items that you can take now. But we were talking about it earlier. No need to use the scarcity mindset or like, we're going to take it away. But, guys, I'm telling you, when Kate mentioned what we were going to offer to you guys, I was blown away. Like, literally, I'm not even exaggerating. I was like, what? This is awesome. So, guys, if this isn't going to happen again, so I would strongly suggest, you know, taking advantage of this, getting the bonuses, doing whatever you have to do to become and be an early adapter, like Kate said. When all of this, you know, becomes mainstream, you guys are going to be one step ahead. So my strong suggestion to you guys is just take action, and we know it works. So the only thing left to do is do it.
That is all that there is just freaking do it. smmgr.org/Instagram. Come hang out with us. We are both always online, almost always. So we are there answering your questions. And the other cool thing is you have a community. So if we're not there answering them in the VIP Mastermind and Social Media Manager Connect, there are other people that are coming in and they're able to help and answer questions. Our students, I have been teaching social media for 5 years now. I feel like an old lady. You can see my gray hair. Tarlise is not the new kid on the block. She has been doing this for a while now. She is the new kid on the block in terms of teaching it, which I'm so glad she finally stepped into her personal power and is doing that. But she has been rocking it for so long. So our students, people that have been watching us and learning from us, are also there to answer your questions. So you have the support of a community. You have our support. We want to see you guys do well with this, whether you want to use it for your business or whether you want to use it for your social media manager business. Either way, we promise we have your back 100%. We are not uppity. We are not pretentious. We don't hold back. We are just as real as we have been on the phone today. That might be even a take it or leave it, especially if you follow Miss Tarlise the last few days. We are exactly as we appear online, and we really do want to help you guys succeed, because that is how we succeed. So, Tarlise, I want to thank you very much for being here tonight and taking the time to train everybody. I know it was a lot, and so I really appreciate that. You are brilliant, and I love you. Thank you. And I'm excited. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I said I'm excited just knowing what is available to not only your following but mine. It excites me. This is what I do. This is what I get up for, and it sounds cheesy, but I'm changing a lot of lives, and so are you, and so it's awesome.
Absolutely. If any, we're excited to help you guys, and if you can't tell, we're just excited to get to work together. Like we said, 2 chicks and a camera. So we talk about this stuff behind the scenes, and we finally found a way to bring some value to you guys. And so I also really want to thank you guys, because it is a Thursday night, and there are plenty of other things that you could have been doing with your Thursday night, and you chose to spend it with us. So I just want to say thank you very much for doing that, because it is very generous of you to have spent your time with us this evening. We hope you got a ton of value in exchange. I don't even need to say hope. I actually know we gave you a ton of value in exchange. And we look forward to interacting with you more in the VIP Mastermind and Social Media Manager Connect. And with that, Ms. Tarlise, if you'll just throw up that last slide for everybody one more time. We will sign off for the evening, and we will see you guys next time on our next Hangout, which will probably be our Q&A webinar. Did you find it?
Is it up there?
The slide? No. She's such a dork. Okay. All right. Well, good night, you guys. Thank you so much for being here. It was smmgr.org/Instagram. for the InstaPro bundle, but we said it 1,000 times.
I went to go plug in my laptop and said it was going to die.
Okay, we're totally professionals.
Okay, hold on, guys. I got you. My laptop was going to die. I was like, could you imagine if my laptop died in the middle of this? That would be awful. Is that it?
Nope, we still see your beautiful face.
Oh, well.
That's okay. We love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Have a good night, and hopefully we'll see you on the Q&A call and in the mastermind. Good night.
Bye, guys.